Learn how to use the window.location.port property to find the specific internet network port number of the current web page. In this example, we want to look at how you can read the port number using the window.location.port property. If a website domain is like a building street address, a port number is like a specific apartment or door number inside that building. You know, the way you want to trace a particular place and ask people for numbers, like, okay, come to so street, and you ask that, what number? So that exactly is how a port looks like in a web address. So the window.location.port properly checks the address bar to see which specific door the browser is using to talk to the server. Without this port, it will be difficult to establish communication between the web address and the server. And that is why we want to take a look at how it can be used to identify how it can be used to establish communication with the server. So we want to look at the example that demonstrates how we can identify that port number and print it to the screen. So let's look at it together. So I'll come here and use the document.getElement by ID method. Inner HTML equals to URL port number of the current page window.location.ports. Now you can see the URL port number of the current page is 5501, and look at it. So this is my port. You can see that after this semicolon is where this port is appearing in my web address. So this that you can see here, 5501, is the port that I'm using to preview this web page in my own browser. So this is how you can use the port property in order to identify what port is being used in your web browser. Now, most browsers will not display default port number. The default port number is usually 80 for HTTP, and for HTTPS it's 443. But if you look at what we usually have, number is not what is always displayed. For example, assuming I'm not serving this locally, the only thing I'm going to see is either the HTTPS or the HTTP, which is going to serve as my port online once I'm online. But because I'm locally working now, that is why you are seeing what you are seeing in my web address. So this example here shows how the script reads the active port number from the URL and print it. So if you run this on a standard website, it is likely show nothing because browser hide the standard and default port numbers. It is being shown because I'm using it locally, like I said. By the time this goes online, then browser by default will hide it and you're not able to see it. So the window.location.port here fetches the specific port number and then extract it from the address bar and display it by passing it on to this document.getElement by ID, which targets the empty div that we have here, and insert the introductory text alongside with whatever is being fetched from this part, from this property. Key takeaways from this lesson. Number one, the window.location.port property will return an empty string if the website uses the standard web ports 80 or standard HTTP or port 443 for secure HTTPS. Number two, you can write the property as just location.port. That is, you can eliminate the writing of windows.location.port by writing it like this without the window prefix to get the exact same result. And you can see in my screen that nothing has changed. I'm still getting the exact same result, the same one I was getting when I added window to it. And if you look clearly, this is even more legible and very short compared to appending the window dot location dot port surfaces to it.